Okay, thanks for joining. We're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who just joined, welcome to Meeting in a Box. My name is Tessa Rado, and I am Neisloss & Fleming's Sales and Marketing Director for Western PA and Southern States. So I'm sure you're very curious about what's in the box. It's a metaphor. First, as an organization, we've packaged up everything you need to successfully grow your business. Today, we're going to talk specifically about how we help you do that through impactful meetings and how we have resources available to you to help you get from start to finish when hosting your meetings. First thing I want to say is thank you for attending today. There's lots of FMOs out there who want your time, so I want to thank you for giving your time to me. But I'd also like to take a quick minute to tell you who we are and what we stand for and why you made a good choice in partnering with Neisloss & Fleming. So what's Neisloss & Fleming all about? We are a family-owned health and life brokerage, and we've been in business for over 30 years. We've got lots of experience. Our mission is to personalize the support we provide by getting to know you. We can't accomplish our mission of helping you successfully grow your sales if we don't have feedback from you. So that's a mission. Part of our mission is just getting to know you, help you grow your business, and our single nail effect, which is our unbeatable service levels. We want to help you start to create the ultimate healthcare portfolio package for your client base and become a health insurance hero. So that's what we're here to talk about today. So how do we do that? How do we accomplish our mission? Well, there's lots of full-service training opportunities, both live and over webinars, just like this one. We're hosting several rollout meetings coming up for AEP 2016 benefits, so look forward to those if they're in your area. We're also consistently offering cost-sharing opportunities for our agents. I'm sure some of you have talked to Evan about that. Also, we accomplish the mission through our strong relationships with carriers. We've got relationships with the top escalation contacts. We've developed and maintained those relationships with those carriers, ones with excellent reputations. So we're choosing those portfolios. We're maintaining the relationships with those the carriers who offer those good products, and you get to capitalize on that, and we can get information to you quickly through those relationships. So we do have a competitive portfolio. What's in it? As you can see from the slide, we've got Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, individual and group health. We've got a host of ancillaries, and we also have final expense. These products, they all work together like a happy marriage. We want you to sell healthcare like you would sell a financial portfolio. So think about how you can offer your client the best coverage with the least exposure to unforeseen costs at a premium design that they can afford. We've got the products that you can sell together, and we've got the sales training you need to do that. I briefly introduced myself. I just wanted to quickly show you this slide. We are staffed regionally here at the office. So what that means for you is there are experts in every arena who are dedicated to you. You've got your sales management team, which is myself, Evan Uffelman, who I'm sure most of you have spoken to, and also Melanie Casey. She's responsible for under 65. But in addition to your sales team, we've also got a marketing staff they're responsible for making sure that you have access to the most competitive products in your area. They're reaching out to you, helping you round out your portfolio. We've also got a contracting specialist, broker support. We've got a compliance officer helping you get through all the do's and don'ts, and a graphic designer who can help you customize marketing pieces. So these are all accessible resources for you. This is another list here. If you've attended one of our Build Your Business webinars, you've probably walked through these resources. These are all things we offer. We've got a quote engine that's completely free to you through Neisloss.com. All of the trainings we do are archived for specific products, for anything that you may need. We have an onboarding process. We also have Ready Agent, which is designed for agents who are new to Medicare sales, and it's a full-service training program so that you can get to know enrollment periods, compliance, all that good stuff. And we've got some marketing materials through our NF Print Shop. Right now, a resource I want to mention to you is we are also doing certification walkthroughs, which is really important as we embark on the 2016 AEP sales. So if you need that, if you haven't talked to Evan or Aaron on our team, please call and we'll walk you through the certification sites. We want to get agents certified early, so that's another resource we offer. So without further ado, let's talk about education meeting in a box. As sales managers, I mentioned, our mission is to help you grow your Medicare business. You're the key to our success. And part of your success, of course, is leads and mailings. Leads are great. We all love leads. Niceless and Fleming, as you know, consistently offers various lead programs because we want to get discounts on leads into the hands of our agents. However, agents can't live on leads alone. In fact, a lot of more experienced agents often say to me, Tess, thanks but no thanks on the lead program. I know I qualify, but I'm just too busy to handle leads and my referrals right now. So that's really the end game, and that's what today is about, and it's my job to help get you to that point. So today's discussion is about gaining momentum during both lock-in and AEP, and finding some alternative, cost-effective ways to get in front of prospects and gain their loyalty. You can certainly buy leads, but the loyalty, the trust, and the referral generating power you create by hosting meetings is something you cannot purchase. Education meetings specifically are great for AEP, but they are especially great for lock-in because baby boomers are turning 65 in droves. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard the statistic, but it's about 8,000 to 10,000 per day. And I believe that's going to be happening for the next 20 years. So there's this huge audience waiting for you, and they are really in need of clarity regarding their health care options. The baby boom generation is a savvy generation. They are intelligent, and they want that clarity. They want to understand. So we want our successful AEP agents to really recognize and harness this opportunity during lock-in as well with education meetings and educating the baby boomers, therefore turning all 12 months of the year into a lucrative selling season. There's also this untapped market when we talk about low-income subsidy and dual SNP eligible members. Most of you probably know that people who are eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid can switch their plan month to month. So now you've got a client pool. You expand your prospects outside of people turning 65 all year long. So and those people, because they're eligible for more assistance, are definitely in need of education. So it's another great reason and way to get in front of prospects by hosting education meetings. So the goal at the end of today is to make sure that you have everything you need to successfully host your education meeting from start to finish. And if you partner with Niceless and Fleming, we've got an incentive offer for you, which we'll get to later. So I hope I've got you enthused. You're ready to host education meetings. What's the first thing you need to do? You got to tell people where to go. So you got to pick your venue or your venues. I mean, once you've got good meeting content, whether it's an education meeting or a sales meeting, you can host as many as you want. With education meetings specifically, since you don't have to register them, you can really schedule as many meetings as you want. So I see a lot of successful agents who choose a variety of days and locations to gather more attendance, so that the clients aren't saying, that's really out of the way for me, or that's not a good time. It really gives them no excuse not to attend. Hey, I'm going to be at the senior center that day anyway. I'm going to check this out. So choose a variety of venues and then advertise that. So how do you get those venues? That's probably your next question. You can certainly reserve meeting rooms at hotel or convention centers, but there's two problems with that. Number one, there's a high cost involved. That can be pricey, and I'm not saying it's not worth it. It could be, and you can certainly do that, and you'll probably have success. But number two, there's nobody just walking by your hotel meeting room. So let's think about ways that you can find venues where senior traffic is already being driven and could be totally free to you. How are you going to do that? You got to start canvassing and doing some grassroots marketing. And I'm not talking about marketing to seniors. I'm talking about marketing to people who already have relationships with seniors. So, for example, you're going to go to some of your local churches, community colleges, local rec centers, gyms, senior community centers, food banks, doctors' offices. You're going to go talk to the directors of these establishments and form relationships. They will welcome you because you're offering free education, not a sales pitch, to the members of their organization. You can ask them, do you host wellness meetings for your members, and could I be a guest speaker and educate those members on their Medicare options? Or, hey, can I get on the itinerary? Can I schedule some time to come in and speak to your members? Would they be interested in free education about their health care? These days, again, 8,000 people a day turning 65 in the U.S. Really, education meetings, I gave you some examples, but you could host them practically anywhere because any organization, chances are, there's people who belong to it who are aging into Medicare or they know or love someone who is. So really anywhere. So how do you find some organizations? It's really simple. You can Google a list. I Googled local food banks near me, and 6 within 15 miles of me popped up. A lot were churches or religious organizations, so there you go. You're targeting more than just one demographic by visiting them. So you're getting in front of the dual SNP eligibles, people who need that assistance, who are at the food bank, but you're also getting in front of the regular churchgoers, all with one education meeting. So that's a great way. So just Google a list. Okay, so now you've got to get people to attend your meeting. Now, you've already set yourself up in a good way by partnering with the directors of these organizations to drive people to your meeting, and your meetings are going to be hosted places where seniors may pop in. But you still should advertise and have some flyers out there to drive more attendance. So once you've determined where you'd like to host, we know CMS can be really scary. So we've done some heavy lifting for you. We've got compliant flyers that you can download, mail, and post, but they're already designed, and there's a variety of designs. They're education meeting specific, and they are compliant. We know there's lots of do's and don'ts. We wanted to take that burden away from you. So call us, and they're ready. These pieces are ready. When I say ready, you could call today, and we would have the flyer with your, customized with your contact information in your email today. So we are going to, after the meeting today, I'm going to send you some of those examples so you can take a look. And again, we'll provide them to you completely free. And right now, we're also offering a free prospecting list. So you have somebody to mail them to. So all you have to do is print, mail, post around town. You can also go back to the directors of the organization who you form those relationships with and ask if you can post a flyer. And also hit up community message boards anywhere they're available, laundromats, restaurants. I see them everywhere. Have them with you. We've also got the option to create a postcard design if you'd rather than a flyer. So we'll do that for you as well. And you're welcome to enjoy these pieces for free, as I mentioned, including the prospecting list. But we will also handle the print and mail if you're too busy. Just call us for a quote on that. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk to you about when we're talking about driving attendance, one of the flyers that we have designed is actually designed and geared towards a gym meeting. And I think this is a great place to host education meetings because 65 is young. And this is a healthy generation of people who care about their health and wellness. And we mentioned before that you could be maybe a guest speaker at somebody else's community wellness event talking about health care. But you could also do the opposite and invite a nutritionist or a fitness expert to your meeting, to speak at your meeting. And that kind of adds a variety of content, and you're going to drive more attendees based on different interests and added valuable content. So that's a suggestion. That's a great way to do it, hosted at the gym. Another great way to drive people to your meeting is to form relationships with other local insurance agents, ones who focus on other lines of business, and then you get to trade referrals. Again, droves of baby boomers aging into Medicare. So if you ask me, the property and casualty agent who is not selling Medicare, they're leaving money on the table. But I hear it time and time again. They say, Tess, I'm sorry, I really just can't get into the healthcare side of business. All of my clients are turning 65, but I refer them. I mean, did you hear what I just said? All my clients are turning 65. I refer them. It's, that's a lot of opportunity for you, so you can capitalize on that. If they don't want to sell it, go ahead and form those relationships. Be the person they're referring to. And they can refer their clients when they have questions. So you want to make sure that the P&C agents, the financial advisors, the life insurance agents, they have a copy of your meeting schedule and your contact info. Remember, the meetings are all about trust, and they already trust their P&C agent. So that referral goes a long way in building trust with you. Okay. So it worked. All of these things that we've been talking about, they worked. You've got this huge group of people waiting to hear from you. We've successfully driven people to your meeting. So what are you going to say? You need some meeting content. Now, we talked about when you're designing your content, we talked about why education meetings work. They work because loyalty is gained when you teach somebody something. You want your clientele, as they leave the education meeting, to have that aha feeling. I get it. I understand it. I was very confused about Medicare, but I'm going to leave here. I understand what my options are. I feel much more confident. I'm going to go explain it to my family members. That's what you're looking to do, because then they're going to call you anytime they have a question, and they're going to choose you. So you've got to think about education, gaining that loyalty when you're designing your content. I've heard lots of our successful agents say to me, Tess, I don't sell anything. I simply educate clients on their options. So what we're going to do for you, we also have, which I'm going to send to you post-meeting, is a compliant PowerPoint deck that's already CMS approved, and it goes through everything you could possibly want to know about aging into Medicare. So all you need is the AV equipment to present. This presentation is a great tool because, as I mentioned, already approved, and if you follow the slides, you can't forget or misstate any of the content. However, I did get some good advice from an agent recently. Although we are going to give you the gamut of materials that you need as far as presenting, the information that we're giving out is more impactful if it's concise and simplified and it comes from you. You are responsible for breaking it down, clarifying the need-to-knows. Materials are great, but it's nothing that a potential client couldn't find on the Internet. The insurance agent is so valuable. Your role is to speak to the audience, help them understand. So take the time to review what we're providing and highlight things in plain English for your clients. They're really thirsty for that clarity. They will be thankful for it, meaning you're the one they're going to call when they're ready to make a choice about their health care, and they'll be happy to refer you to a friend who is struggling to make the choice. Another great tip from this agent, she said, explain who you are at the beginning of the meeting. In doing so, you're going to highlight two things. Number one, you are a broker who is certified to represent all the major insurance carriers in this area, so the information being provided is truly educational, it's factual, and it is not biased in any way. In addition, explain how you're compensated. Whether you choose a zero premium plan or, a plan with some premium, my compensation is the same, and it's not taken out of your, you're not paying for that. So doing that goes a long way in building trust with people if they understand what's in it for you, and that you're not going to steer them towards something that's more expensive to earn more. I'm sure you've all thought about this, but you really are in a great position being a broker of healthcare products. For one, everyone needs healthcare. And as a broker, you're educated on the type of products that best fit your client's needs. And you know which carrier is offering the best coverage for them. You don't have to sell them on the concept of Medicare. They know they need to choose something. You just have to help them narrow down the right choice by helping people understand what's available to them. What's the best way to do that? Education meetings. So now we've also got some handouts for you. Now I'm going to send these to you as well after the meeting. We've got some great things that you can use. Everybody loves to take something home. You're going to break it down for them, but you've also got people in those seats who want to take home a guide, a consumer guide of some sort. So we've got lots of different options for you. You could certainly do an outline of your presentation, but we've also got available a really great resource for Medicare beneficiaries that has some information and also some helpful links for them. We've also got Medicare Made Clear, which is a larger consumer guide, so you may want to print off pieces and parts of that for handouts. But either way, we're going to give you the full gamut. You'll have those, and you can create your handouts for people. In addition, you notice here on the slide, snacks or meals valued under $15. So coffee, donuts, that kind of stuff, totally okay. But if you have other questions about what's okay for education meetings versus sales, don't worry. We also have a guide that tells you exactly what you cannot do, must do at every sales meeting and every education meeting. It's super simple. It's like my Bible. I use it all the time. I will go ahead and make sure I email that to you as well. And if you have questions, you can always call. So you've got your handouts. You can also do carrier swag. Now, we talked about on your cheat sheet telling you the do's and don'ts, it's going to tell you specifically that you cannot discuss product, specific product at an education meeting. But that's okay. You can still, pass out carrier pens, notepads, etc., and we can help you order those. And a lot of times, because the carriers want you to represent them, those items are free in some cases. So you can order those things for your meetings from the carriers. They're going to give them to you. We're going to give them to you. So don't worry about that. We'll help you with that as well. Okay, so, it is important. We've talked a lot about how to educate people. It's very important to educate them on their Medicare options. But you want to generate sales from it too. So how do we do that in a compliant, savvy way? We know, it's prohibited to offer a sign-in sheet at educational meetings, even if it's clearly stated that the signing in is optional. So that's a big difference between education and sales. But let's talk about what we can do to generate leads and referrals. Number one, you can set up a question-answer table at the entrance of your meeting room. And you're going to leave those valuable handouts that I just mentioned right there on the table for people to take. And next to them, you're going to include your bio sheet. You're not handing them out, which is prohibited, but you're going to leave them on the table, and people by nature may take them at the beginning of the meeting. But you can also make sure they know you're available at the table for questions post-meeting. So it's going to be very hard for them to walk out of your meeting without making eye contact with you. And we all know you can't hand out your business card, nor can you staple it to the handouts. But you can certainly have something, whether a bio sheet or a business card, for people to take with them upon request. I mention a bio sheet as opposed to a business card because that's a perfect way to tell people who you are and why you are qualified to talk to them about Medicare. So you're going to list your trainings, you're going to list your education, you're going to list your certifications. We know, we only think of certifications as this pain in the you-know-what that we have to do every year, but truth be told, you're certified. You are certified to talk to them about Medicare. Put it on your bio sheet. That's a big add value, and it helps to develop the trust and the loyalty that education meetings are designed to build. So you're not permitted to set up those sales appointments at the education meeting, but when they ask, hey, how do we do this? How can I get in touch with you about my Medicare choice? You're going to give them your bio sheet to anyone who's asking for that help choosing a plan. Tell them, call me, we'll set up an appointment, and make sure you give them more than one. Give them a couple for their friends because that person's going to refer you for sure. So hopefully between venue, handouts, flyers, how to generate leads and referrals, content, we've given you everything you need to host that meeting. But I want you to remember, too, to follow up. When you've made connections at the meeting and somebody has called you, continue to follow up. Sometimes sales don't happen immediately. And education meetings are incredibly valuable to you in the long haul, but they're not just about making that quick sale. What they're about is the relationship that you're developing with these prospects. So if you hear from someone post-meeting, keep in touch with them at key points, especially during AEP, so they remember that you're there to help. And you never know, even if a prospect says, I wanted some info to decide on whether or not to retire, but, now I'm going to stay and stick on my group plan. If you stay in touch with that person, they will seek you out when they're ready. And better yet, they're going to start referring you to their friends who are ready to get enrolled right now. So I really hope that we've got you enthused and you're ready to host meetings. So here's the offer. We want to reward you for hosting meetings through Nice Lawson Fleming. We want you to do this. We believe in the power of these meetings. So all you have to do, and I believe just judging from the list of attendees, a lot of you already have this one down, be contracted with a Medicare Advantage carrier through Nice Lawson Fleming. Commit to hosting an education meeting. So say to me, Tess, here's my venue, here's my date and time. And what we're going to do for you is we are going to give you a projector. So that AV equipment I mentioned that you're going to need, we're going to give it to you. We're going to give you the projector. And we're going to give you a table runner. Then we're going to have a compliant, come learn about your Medicare options or something along those lines. We can design that banner for your table with, a little compliant blurb about what the meeting's about. And we're going to give that to you totally free for hosting an education meeting through Nice Lawson Fleming, and that's a $450 value. Give you a little information about how that's impactful. I recently hosted a meeting at a hotel, and the cost, which was overpriced in my opinion, but the cost for the cords for the AV equipment at the hotel to rent for the day was $170. The cost, if I needed a projector, which I don't because I have one, would have been $500. So I saved a ton of money by having my own projector. So we're going to give that to our agents who want to host meetings because we believe in their power. I really hope this has been good, valuable time spent for you. We have lots of sales training opportunities, and as I mentioned, we're going to help you with certifications this year. Please call if you have questions. I will send everyone the things that I mentioned, and if you have questions about those as well, I'm always available, as is Evan, Erin Benson, Melanie Casey, Ariel Beltry, Amy Wojcik, anyone you've dealt with on our team. We are eager to hear from you. So thanks so much for attending, and hope to talk to you soon.